Forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they are doing. Luke chapter 23, verse 34. Good morning. Today we are going to discuss the crucifixion and what led up to the crucifixion of Jesus of Nazareth. I have been a CCD teacher for the last 2 years, teaching 7th and 8th graders. I have been an altar server since 2008, and my dad has just been ordained deacon of the Altoona Johnstown Diocese last year. So I have been taught and showed how Jesus was crucified and what has led up to his crucifixion, and now I am teaching that to my CCD class. Today we are going to talk about Jesus being brought to Pilate and being betrayed, Jesus' crucifixion, and his resurrection. Jesus has been betrayed by Judas. So Jesus went to the garden to pray with his disciples, where Judas had known that he was there. And Jesus knew that all this was happening. He knew that one of his disciples were going to betray him, but he just forgave them later. Judas had known of the spot because he has gone there with the disciples and Jesus while they were praying. And now he has brought the Roman guards and the soldiers to turn Jesus in. Jesus has done nothing wrong, but according to Roman law, they saw him as a threat. So Judas had turned him over for silver and gold coins. Since Jesus knew this was going on, he knew that they were coming, and he said, "Who is there?" They said, "We are searching for Jesus of Nazareth." And he said, "That is me. I am here." And they had captured him, arrested him, and taken him in. So Jesus is taken to the high priest, which was Pontius Pilate. While the Roman guards had taken Jesus in to see Pilate, Simon Peter had stayed outside. Peter was told by Jesus that he was going to deny him 3 times. And Peter said, "Master, why would I deny you? I will not do that." So when Peter was questioned about, "Are you a disciple of Jesus?" Peter said, "No, I am not." So Jesus was taken, stripped from his clothes and beaten, and then dressed in a purple cloak and with thorns upon his head. Pilate had taken him out to the townspeople and said, "Beware the King of the Jews." And the townspeople were saying, "Crucify him, crucify him. He is not our king. Caesar is our king." And he said, "This man has not done anything wrong. Why should we crucify him?" They kept chanting, "Crucify him, crucify him." Pilate obviously saw that he was going to lose this battle with the people, and to avoid conflict, he handed Jesus over to the Roman guards, washed his hands, said, "I am innocent of this man's blood," and went back in his palace. So Jesus is condemned to death by crucifixion. He has taken his cross, and he goes to Golgotha, which means place of the skull, which was a mountain outside of Pilate's palace. Now Jesus had taken his cross, met his mother, fallen 3 times before he got there. Jesus was nailed to the cross and put up there around 12 o'clock. When he was up there, he said, "I thirst." Now, they took a sponge and put it on a stick and put it in gall, which is vinegar water, and when Jesus went to drink it, he spit it out. Now, Jesus knew that this was all happening, but he was dying for our sins. So around 3 o'clock, Jesus bowed his head and died. And God was angry with the people for putting his son to death. So he caused a lot of havoc on the earth, causing an earthquake. And when everyone was trembling to the ground, the Roman guards had said, "This man is the Son of God." Jesus was taken to a tomb that was given to him by Joseph. Jesus was laid in a tomb on Good Friday, and a stone was put in front of the tomb. Pilate was afraid that someone was going to go take Jesus' body. So he put Roman guards in front. So now Jesus is now crucified, and he is going to resurrect on the third day. Now all his disciples were scared, and they were hiding. But Jesus did not want them to be afraid. He rose on the third day, which is Easter Sunday, and Mary Magdalene went to look for Jesus in the tomb, and he was not there. So she went and told the rest of the disciples, Jesus is gone. Now they're trembling in fear, and Jesus come to them and said, beware, I am with you. You should have no fear. Now, they did not believe that this was Jesus, since they just saw him be crucified a couple days ago. But they said, look at my hands, where the nails have been put in. He said, look at my side, where he was stabbed with the lance. They now believed that this was Jesus. Jesus was on earth for 40 days until he ascended into heaven. In conclusion, today we have talked about Jesus being betrayed, Jesus' crucifixion, and his resurrection. Jesus gave up his life for our sins. And so when he calls on to you, it's better to give than to get one across your lips.